Want to know my body count. I don't know why in like 2018 that's any of your fucking business or why it matters. But 24. 11 athletes. Woo! 5 entertainers. Woo! 8 regular guys. Woo! I've only fucked 3 regular guys since I've been Instagram famous because a lot of y'all run your fucking mouths too much. I don't want to be sending you a video 1 minute, the next minute I see me spread eagle on the timeline playing with my pussy. In my experience, the worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb. I don't like talking about my history with men I'm dating, I guess until now, because most of the guys that I've dealt with are gonna have more money than you.
Most of the guys that I've dealt with are gonna have more money than you.
You're gonna feel a way about it. I know the male ego is fragile, like the ball sack that hangs in between your legs. Conclusion, like, I don't even look at people as like trashy or not. It all comes down to mentality for me.
All right, so I want to make a quick commentary on this video. Instagram talks about her body count, and I specifically want to highlight the term body count. This is a term that young people are using in today's day and age. Why are they using body count? Well, body count is similar to the term kill count. What is kill count? Kill count is, you know, like how many people you've killed in war, right? So a body count is akin to the concept of, you know, taking someone's body and owning that person's body. So it lends to the fact that, you know, there's a war going on out there, the war between the sexes, right? And this war is about, you know, who's gonna fall in love, who's gonna catch feelings. You know, it's a game that people are playing, and it started out somebody at some point, you know, tried to use another person for sex, right? And then it just became this thing where everybody was using everybody for sex. And when I say using somebody else for sex, I mean like playing a game, like, oh yeah, you know, are you going to catch feelings for me? Am I going to catch feelings for you? And it becomes this kind of push and pull. And so when you think about the term body count, that's like almost like taking somebody's soul. And at that point, it becomes a revenge thing. It becomes a vitriol thing where I'm going to, you know, manipulate you for sex and potentially, you know, you potentially catch feelings, you potentially get your heart broken. And then to me, that's a victory because, you know, haha, that girl got her heart broken by me, or haha, that guy got his heart broken by me, like Britney Spears songs, oops, I did it again, and play with your heart. It's a thing. So this girl sitting here saying, oh, I got my body count, la la la, confessing that she's slept with a bunch of guys. What she's really saying, if you look deeper into it, is that she's been like a predator playing the hunting game for sex. And she doesn't care if she hurts somebody. She doesn't care if she breaks some guy's heart, right? Potentially ruins him for the rest of his life towards women. All she cares about is, well, actually, in fact, that might make her feel more powerful. It's an evil thing if you think about it. This is an evil thing. That behavior is evil. Body count. Oh, I got a body count. This is my body count. So it's like I own these people's bodies. Like I've slept with, I don't know if she said 20 people, 18 people or something like that. 28 people, I don't know, whatever. 29 people, I think is what she said, something like that. So that's how many people she's owned. That's how many people that she has potentially played. That's how many people that she has potentially led on to believe. Because it's not, you can't just walk up, generally, you wouldn't just walk up to somebody and say, yeah, I want to fuck you. There's this courting game process where the guy thinks he's gaming the woman and the woman acts like she's being gamed and really she's gaming him. Or sometimes he might be gaming her and she might be really loving him, or he might really be loving her, and the other one thinks it's all a game. And this is how people get hurt. And then you have this concept in this term body count. And stupid people on the surface would just be like, they wouldn't see, they wouldn't look into it, and they'd just be like, oh, that's just a term, that's just a slang term. Yeah, but slang terms often have deeper meaning. It's not just some word like, oh, it's not, you got to use your wisdom, and you got to gain wisdom and think into things. Why is it called body count? Body count. What's a body count? Body count is a kill count. What's a kill count? A kill count is essentially taking someone's soul or sending their soul to the next life. That's not a positive phrase. Kill count, body count. They're almost the same thing. I think they are the same thing technically. What's your body count? If you were in war and a fellow soldier asked you what your body count was, he'd be talking about your kill count. To stupid people, that sounds silly. But you got to look into things, and you got to look at it and say, wait a minute, what does this really mean, body count? And look at the way she's sitting. She's a predator. These women are out here preying on men, just like there's players and men who are out there preying on women. Oh, haha, I played with your heart. We had sex and you caught feelings. And this is going on, and it's between both men and women. She admitted it. She put it out there. This is the example. So it's like, wow, this is what our young people are doing. This is why it's so hard to find love. This is why it's so hard to find faithful people, because there's constantly these predator type people, men and women out there playing people for sex. I don't know what came first. I don't know if men did it first. Women will say men did it first, but yet there's women out there who are doing the same thing. I don't know if men did it first. You know, did the chicken or the egg come first? I don't know. Who started playing first? Who started playing who first? But women are doing it. She's doing it. She's sitting there like, yeah, this is my body count. Maybe she got hurt at some point. Some guy played her, and now she's the player, and she's getting back. But then you have to ask yourself, well, you know, for me, I always revert back to my anger towards women at hypergamy. Well, you chose a guy, probably, likely, initially, you were attracted to a guy that all the women wanted. That's why you were attracted to him. Because women are hypergamous, meaning they choose a guy up who's got status. So she wanted a guy who's got status. And guess what? All the other girls want the guy who's got status. So what does that tell the guy who's got status to do? It tells him to sleep with all the women. Why would I settle down with just one of you when I could have all of you? Is it the man's fault or is it the woman's fault? It's both. It's both. The man is choosing to abuse his power, abuse his status with women instead of just settling down for one woman. This is why women want that guy. They want the guy that all the other girls want because they want to feel like they're better than the other girls. So they're wrong in that sense. And they're wrong for chasing that guy and friend-zoning guys who don't have status. That's wrong. The whole thing is wrong. So it's a perpetual wrongness based on choosing, based on mating, based on how women choose and how men react to that choosing. If the guy would just settle down with one girl that he loves, then he wouldn't be out there breaking hearts. And this perpetual system of broken hearts and women who got hurt and then they go out and in turn hurt other men and use other men, it wouldn't be the way it is. That's on the men's side. If the man would just settle down with the woman, the one that he chooses or wants. However, that doesn't happen. He sleeps with as many women as he can because he wants to abuse his power. That's on the man's side. On the woman's side, how they're choosing men is wrong. They're choosing men based on the status. So they feel like they want a guy with high status that all the other women want, and they feel like they should be able to get that because they're special, and every society told them that their shit doesn't stink because they're women. So they're inherently, naturally selfish according to custom, according to social norm. They all want the winner. They all want the one who's at the front. I mean, they went nuts over the Beatles. Are the Beatles good-looking guys? No. No, none of them are. None of the Beatles are good-looking guys. But you go back and you look at video of Beatles concerts, full of women, full of young girls who want to sleep with them. Why? Because women choose guys with status. This is the inherent problem. The status problem. Men abuse it, sleep around, hurt women. Women in turn sleep around, hurt other men. Yet women are choosing this. Yet women are playing into this system and in this scenario based on how they mate biologically. Do they have a choice? Yes, we've all got a choice. Biologically, men have an ambition and a drive to go out and succeed and work. Do we have to do that? No, many men choose to just play video games. You have a choice. We would think automatically, oh, the men who just choose to play video games, those guys are just losers because that's just what they are. No, they have made that choice because they feel like they're probably in their soul or their spirit, their human spirit, their human need to be free. They probably feel like they'd be happier just stepping out of that rat race, stepping off that hamster wheel. I'm not going to go compete. Why should I need to go compete? I don't care about getting the hottest girl. I don't care about getting the best car. I care about being happy. What makes me happy? Well, I like playing video games, or I like doing this, or I like doing that. So they stepped out of the matrix. Women can do that too. You can do that too. Do what you want to do, ladies. You have an affinity for horses? Be a horse trainer. You don't have to continue to try to make yourself pretty so you can get the best guy and so you can play up this biological nonsense, which doesn't even work because guys are abusing it and women are abusing it and it's all messed up. You don't have to continue to play into that. Do what you want to do. Step outside. Step off the beaten path. I love animals. I love taking care of animals. Be a vet. Be a veterinary person. You can do that now. You don't have to go marry a doctor. You don't have to go marry a rock star or chase movie stars. You don't have to do that. I love building things. I like being creative and things like that. I love arts and crafts. I love cooking. Do that. And then maybe you'll find a guy who likes that too. And then you got something great in common that you can live your lives and do. Isn't that kind of cool? As opposed to like, oh, I got to play this game and I got to hurt people and I got to get hurt because I'm special and I want to be famous and I have this drive to marry the best guy and find the best guy and I need the most resources. And no, you can go work, lady. You can go do your own thing. So this is what I see when I watch this video with this girl. I see a young girl who's spent her life so far up until now, following trends, making herself pretty, making herself sexual, so that she could attract guys, so that she could get the best one, so that she could feel somehow fulfilled. And somewhere along the line, she probably got hurt by a guy who played her, who used her, and it broke her heart. And then she got vitriolic, and she decided to go do the same thing that she was doing, or that guy did to her. And so she started doing it herself, being a player. Only it's different with her. She likes sex. The sex is great, blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't want to be judged for it, etc. But behind that, aside from that, she's also probably got this motive or intent to sort of be vengeful. And if she hurts a guy, that's fine with her. She hurts guys, that's fine with her. Or she's content with just using a guy for sex and having a guy use her for sex, and be in this continuous cycle of just loveless, physical pleasure, which, can be fun, can be good in a sense, but also you're empty at the end of the day. You don't have love. You're perpetuating a sort of intimacy scenario where, sex is about intimacy. It's about touch and closeness. But if you don't have the love, then there's a shortness there. You're losing. You're sort of losing out on an attachment, because if we want love and things like that, we eventually, it sort of hurts us. It hurts us, and we end up empty at the end. Sure, it's fun temporarily, especially if you have high status, meaning a high status female would be a very attractive female. A high status male would be a male who has a lot of finances. And then there's just this exchange of status for sex. And a high status female in that scenario, they both come out on top, because the guy continues to sleep with high status females, continues to sleep with even lower status females. So he's constantly getting laid, whereas she is constantly getting laid too, because she can sleep with high status females and low status females at the same time. Right? So there's this parallel there. And then aside from that, all the other people who are kind of taking what they can get, that they're the ones who are often the loneliest, because they don't have someone right around the corner. Whereas even a low status female could have someone right around the corner. The low status male, he's left out in the cold. So the low status male is the one who overall ultimately gets the worst end of the worst end of the deal, the worst end of the bad end of the stick, right? And this is where you've got, the MGTOW movement, or the incel rebellion, whatever you want to call it, where the book is called The Evolution of Desire, Strategies of Human Mating by David M. Buss. And it's talking about how women choose men based on status. Yeah. Read that book, check it out. And yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate thing that this is what women are out there doing, etc. But it is what it is. Are we going to change it? Are we going to grow from it? Are we going to learn? What are we going to do? Are we going to play into it? A lot of guys will try to play into it and say, oh, you need to be higher status. You need to evolve and make yourself higher so that you can do this and do that. But I argue, is that what love is? Just getting high status so that you can get a woman. But if you lose your status, is she going to stick with you? If you lose your status, is she going to leave you for a guy with higher status? Then you have to wonder at that point, well, are those type of women worth it? Maybe you should find a woman who likes you for who you really are, as opposed to, a woman who is coming and going, you know, based on your personal you know, lot in life. So yeah, that's it.